Hey you guys, hope everyone's doing well. So I just been sitting here, relaxing today, and a lot's been on my mind, especially with Nazaya and Janaya. And I'm talking about Janaya, the little girl that is pregnant and missing out of Gary, Indiana, 13-2, but right now I want to talk about Nazaya. I have a couple questions and I need you guys to go on down that rat hole with me again. I know that you guys probably know a lot more about this than me because with working and then trying to catch up, it's hard. It can get a little bit hard sometimes, but maybe some of you guys got the answer to what I'm kind of trying to find out. Okay, so there is a video posted the other day, and it's on YouTube, and it's talking about Nazaya's phone, the cell phone that she had the day that she went missing. Now, if you guys remember, the grandmother pretends that she wasn't aware that Nazaya had a cell phone, only a tablet, and I believe Shannon was the one that pointed out that Nazaya's mother lady had given her a phone and she probably was using it like by Wi-Fi or something like that. But we all know that Nazaya had a phone. I don't know if she was making all those TikTok videos, with her tablet. I don't know. But okay, back to the phone situation. So and you also remember in detail that the business partner, King, he said when JB and them had pulled up from coming back, from getting that Porsche, I think they were fixing, that Nazaya was in the front seat. She had the heat on. The car was started. She had the heat on because, it was cold. It was January, remember, in Michigan. And she also was on her phone. So that's validation that this little girl had a phone. So now the channel that I watched, it said that the phone, Nazaya's phone, was given to Roxy. And you guys remember who Roxy is. That's the distant cousin that came from out of town to help with assisting and finding Nazaya. So the question is, well, my question now has turned into multiple questions. Okay, so if the phone was given to Roxy, because the channel that I was watching, they didn't really go into how Roxy even got the phone. They just said that Roxy had the phone. So I wanted to know, how exactly does Roxy have this telephone is what I want to know. And who gave it to her is what I want to know. In order for Roxy to have this telephone that belongs to Nazaya, that means Nazaya was incapable of keeping her phone.
Hey y'all, what's going on? I know a lot of y'all are going to be tuning in to the podcast later on tonight, so I hope to see y'all there on 7 Mile Radio with Mark D. I feel like a lot of people keep asking me, who am I? Who are you? Who is Roxy? Who is Roxy? And y'all see me on the podcast with Mark and the twins. I feel like people see like her family and they associate her family and be like, oh, that's her family, attack her, right? It's not that case. Or the ones in the comments that's saying, oh, you knew and you failed her and this and this and that. Half of y'all don't even know what's going on in your own households. Okay, that's for the trolls. Y'all don't even know what's going on underneath your own roof. Second of all, I am a relative of hers that was not here, not in her house, not knowing what was going on with her, what was going on with her, Nat, Shannon, Marquis, all of them, what was going on with all of them in their household. And I'm sure y'all don't know everything that goes on in all of y'all cousins' households or your friends' households or what have you. But I came out of town, out of state, to come help when I found out that she was missing and how long she was missing for, and didn't really have that many boots on the ground. So I am here to help. find her, search for her, whatever it is that I can do to help bring her to a place where she feels safe. Because if I would have known, I wouldn't have really gave a damn who said what, who felt what. If I would have known that all of this was going on, especially with me, I live out of state. If I would have known what was going on, I would have took her in like she was my own child and came and got her or what have you myself and took care of my little cousin. But like I said, we are the extended family. We did not know what was going on. Nobody knew what was going on. And for the people who was around her, friends, family, so the family that was around her or associated with them, they didn't even know what was going on in that house. And there's people that have reached out that's been around them for 20 years. Like they said, they never seen the chains on the refrigerator. They never saw signs. The kids never said anything. So, I can say for myself, what I am doing for her, being out of state and coming into state to help, find her and bring her to a place. I don't even really know if I want to say home, but bringing her to a place to where she can feel, safe, loved, and be treated how a 13-year-old girl is supposed to be treated. Y'all tune in to the podcast tonight, or what have you, with some other her immediate family members who have been around her and know her, on a more personal level, or what have you. Some people are wanting to know, the information and all this other stuff like that. We only know what the police is giving us, or what the police is giving out, or what have you. But we still searching, we still looking. But I'm just a relative of hers that was unaware, that so much was going on. As far as the Jarvis situation, when we found out that was going on, it was posted. Some of her immediate family members, did report what was going on, or what have you, and stuff like that. So we doing only what we can do, or I am. I can speak for myself, or what have you. But I'm just here to help and do what I can do. That's it. That's all.
And I know at one point she was working with Mark from 7 Mile, and they stopped for whatever reason. I know it was a whole bunch of stuff going around. I didn't really care to even get involved in that, but I remember at one time they were both working together to find Naziah. So, all this just baffles me, and I'm trying to stay on top of this, until the court starts in October, if it starts in October. But the thing is, who gave the phone to Roxy? And why? Why not give it to the police? She may have given it to the police, but back to my original question, how did they get Naziah's phone? How? How did they get it? Who got it? Who gave it to them is what I'm trying to say. And in turn gave it to her. They were saying in the video that the phone was getting passed around from this family member to that family. I'm not understanding who got it. Doesn't matter if it was passed around and things were deleted and erased and uploaded to the internet. Doesn't matter. The question is, how'd you get the phone? How'd you get it? You either got it two ways. You got it from a deceased Naziah, or you got it from an alive Naziah. So that is my question of how they got the phone. It's kind of fucking with me. So maybe you guys can kind of have some clarity about that. Now, for those of you who don't think I read all my comments, I do. Sometimes I have to go and look back, at a later date, but I do. I try to read all of them. And this commenter had wrote, like several weeks ago, they had wrote that the family was charging for information about Naziah. basically, new information. So I'm like, what, new information? What, that the news isn't saying? But anyway, this commenter said that, and they said, I just think it's just all about money now, is what the commenter said. So lo and behold, as I'm looking for, I was basically trying to find out about the phone. So I'm looking for things about the phone, and a post from Roxy, well, I'll say somebody talking about Roxy, it had popped up, and it says that she charges $8.99 to be subscribed to her channel to give information. And she also sells shirts. Now, I can understand the selling shirts because shirts cost money and you have to ship them off. So I understand that. I think they're rest in peace shirts with maybe Nazia's picture on it. I haven't seen a shirt, but I'm guessing that's what it's about. So I can understand the money for the shirts. The shirts can't be free. I get that. But they charge, you do have subs. I have a subscription here for $1.99 for it's true crime videos in there, but they're saying like new information. So it's like, what kind of information is in there that, that the news isn't getting, the public's not getting? But they said the information that she's giving out is things she thinks, stuff she just makes up. This is what they're saying. I don't know. That's why I'm coming to you guys, because Then I heard about a GoFundMe. That, well, I knew about this GoFundMe somewhat before. And I think I spoke about it in some of the videos before, where a lot of people were asking, were they going to do a memorial? Because people wanted to do like some type of memorial, kind of like what they did for Kamani. Hey, you guys, I just happened to really quickly Google the GoFundMe, and it's there. And they're asking for a suggested amount of $200. I thought you can give anything when it's a GoFundMe. $1, $2, $5. But they're suggesting that you give $200. That's very interesting, but it's there. There definitely is one. But Kimani was actually alive, when they were talking about this. And I do remember that's when Mervin, Nazia's father, was alive. He said he had even asked Annette about it, but she didn't really say anything about it. Like, she just wasn't too interested in doing it. And the rapper, I did a video about the rapper too, that said he wanted to pay for the funeral and all that, but they never even really said anything. So basically, I guess when you're ready, I guess he'll pay for it. I don't know. But it was a whole lot of weird stuff going on with the fact that no memorial was done. They wasn't saying anything. So there are Vary had said something, and I guess he put it on his, I think it's Instagram. He put it on his Instagram for everyone to see, and Roxy didn't like it. I don't know when the date is of all this. You guys might know, but listen to what he said, okay? Okay, so I'm going to read it out loud. For those of you that haven't seen these texts, I'll put them in the community chat. For those of you like me that can't see for shit. But okay, so this is what Vary said. Don't pay attention to Roxy, y'all. She be giving false info, and she don't been know me and my little sister for real. Also, she just in the way. It was never a lot on her plate. It wasn't even in her face. If y'all want to know the real, I know more about my little sis better than anyone. So then Roxy puts on her page. Yeah, it was a little feud there. So then Roxy puts on her page, in taking a break from all this shit, you keep talking about money. Vary says, okay, I will respect you. Roxy says, this was for your sister and unborn niece. Vary says, but what is it for me? Roxy says, not for you to spend on anything you want. Vary said, who said that? I have a whole child, cuz what is it? Roxy says, to honor her memory on some shit that is permanent at the cemetery. And then Vary says, we don't even have a body, cuz. Roxy says, we don't need a body. Vary says, you don't even ask if I wanted to be involved. Roxy says, I was putting her plaque on a wall. And again, I will post this in the community chat if you haven't seen it. But that's what's going on right there from what I see. So it was a little feud. I guess that's the part where they said, Vari needed money or whatever. And have you guys noticed a lot of videos have been popping up, like a lot of them, a lot of older ones when she was really young. And it's a little strange. I guess it's whoever has her phone. They're saying it's Roxy, but they're just appearing on like her social media accounts. They're popping up like out of nowhere. And I noticed that the first time I noticed that is when George Zimmerman had killed Trayvon Martin. How Trayvon, of all people, how his MySpace stuff was appearing on Facebook, talking about he was alleged gang member and all this other nonsense. I've seen that. Then it was like all of a sudden George Zimmerman shit is popping up, and that damn, let me not even go there. Yeah, he's nuts. I'll just put it that way. But it's like, yeah, it just starts popping up. So we know someone is controlling it. I mean, everybody knows when we post a picture on the social media, we don't even read. We don't even read the fine print. We just try to remember our password and that's it. We don't remember anything. We just go to the privacy settings, right? And fill out whatever we want according to our page. But once we put a photo or a video or anything up, it no longer belongs to us. Yep. It belongs to, I guess, the owner of Facebook, I forget his name, but it belongs to him. It belongs to Meta, right? Meta, it belongs to them. Your picture's no longer. And even when you delete your page, it could come back. Whatever's on there could come back. But I don't give a damn, because hey, you want to see my pictures of me way back in 2016. It doesn't matter. I don't put nothing on there I wouldn't have showed my grandmother, so it doesn't really matter to me. But yeah, so they do have it like that, to where her stuff is popping up. And some of this stuff is not too flattering. Like there's this one picture, this is one video. There's this one video, and you guys might have seen it. I'm gonna post it. She just has a bottle. It looks like a big ass Hennessy or E&J. It's a big ass bottle. It looks like a liquor bottle. I don't know. And she's jumping on the bed, and a lot of people are commenting under that. I don't know if they're trying to sway our mind, and it doesn't matter because we know what environment she was, and you come from your environment, and that's it. It's not going to make us not want her to have justice. Not at all. Can just erase that. Shit's not happening, not happening at all. And I'm actually tired of seeing all these AIs with Nazaya. One was cute. It was pretty. The one with the butterflies around her, but the continuous ones, it's like, stop. Just really stop with that. That's just how I feel. Oh Lord, that's just how I feel. That's the questions, you guys, that I want to know. I want to know who has that phone, how'd they get it, where'd the phone come from? Do you know anything about the phone? Is Roxy on our side? Is Roxy a real auntie and uncle like we are? Or is she just in it for the dough? Did it start off genuinely? And is that a word, genuinely? Did it start off genuine? And now it's profitable. That's really what I want to know. So you guys ask me, because I have news clippings when Roxy first came down. That was in January or February of 2023, 2024, when she first went missing. Yeah, it seems so far away. When she had first went missing, she was in disguise with another woman, and they were talking about the case. When I tell you guys, I've been following this case way back then, since she got off the bus. I always follow cases involving children, and I did not realize that this case was going to get this damn big. I didn't realize at all. And another question, you guys, why does she have panties in her pocket? I really would like to know that. Is that like a new type of dress style? Let me know. I'm old, and I guess I don't know what's going on anymore. Case. And then come to find out, her body was just found, and her dad was essaying her, and he's a whole police officer, and that didn't even get that big. I would have thought that would have got big, but he's a whole police officer out of Florida. So, and that's the case that I follow too. So, But I guess it's a lot going on, I guess, with the Naziah case. It is. And I call these people characters because that's how I see them. I really do. So let me know if you know anything about those questions I just asked for. And the final one, I think it's the final one. Okay, now this man here, he is on Facebook and he is talking about the evangelist Kenneth Mitchell. They're saying that he is some kind of relation to Naziah, maybe an uncle, and he may have even been essaying her, assaulting her as well. So have you guys heard about him? I mean, oh my God, am I really that behind? This man here, they're saying it was a brother. Somebody in his comments said it was a brother because he's trying to find out as well who this man is. And I'm going to play a little clip of his video as well. But he is on, again, Facebook. His name is Eric McIntosh. If you want to look at, his entire video about what's going on there. So you guys, let me know if you know anything about, was there another perpetrator that may have been assaulting our niece? Do you know anything about that? And what was the other one? Yeah, and all the other questions. All the other questions. I'm sorry, you guys. I just, I'm sitting here and I'm just thinking. I'm just really thinking about a lot of stuff. And, these children can't help but come across your mind when, a lot of people are covering up stuff, nonsense, secrets, and it's messed up. And then I think I was actually working on Janiyah McMichael's video. And I'll probably have that out tomorrow because hers is just as terrible with the secrets and her mother not even wanting to go on search parties. But let me pause that right there because I have enough going on right here in this video. So yeah, just comment below and listen. If my comments are off, check back in a couple minutes because they like to do that to me. I don't know why, but they do that sometimes. They'll cut off my comments. So check back. And again, I'm going to leave these text messages, I guess, in the community chat. Okay, I'm sorry I'm so spaced out, but thank you.
This is a major piece. And also for those that have mentioned that this is bigger than just Jarvis, I'm here to tell you all it's definitely bigger than Jarvis. It is definitely bigger than Jarvis. Let me read my copyright disclaimer. Somebody said this is Miss Annette's brother. Okay. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. What that means is that everything that you hear in this demonstration is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Somebody said that this is Miss Annette's brother. Well, if it's Miss Annette's brother, let's make sure. Because when I've done my homework, he's definitely in pictures with Miss Annette and other family members, as well as video footage of Naziah, and I'll be showing it to y'all. Video footage of Naziah is on his page. And I felt it very strange. But let me just show y'all some of the many looks of this gentleman. In Kenya, as well as the rest of the family, chime in on this. Chime in on this and let us know exactly who this dude is. That's one of his looks. Here's another one of his looks. So what we want to know is, we want to know from the family, we want to know what relations is he to the family. He goes by the name of Evangelist. He goes by the name of Evangelist Kenneth Mitchell. He goes by the name of Evangelist Kenneth L. Mitchell. We heard early on in the case on 7 Miles Radio that Naziah allegedly was touched by a 40-year-old man. And that and the family knew. Well, where's this 40-year-old man? Allegedly, the 40-year-old man was autistic. I'll wait before I continue with this demonstration. Is this the 40-year-old man that touched Naziah Hirsch?